Hi there guys, welcome back. Today I am going to show you how to make this little wrist wallet that you can pop onto your keychain. It has two pockets inside. You can kind of customize that and just do one if you'd like. I was inspired from another creator. I'll link them down below. So first you're going to go ahead and cut two rectangles 6.5 inches by 8.5 inches. I'm just showing one of the rectangles here, and you're gonna cut this your main fabric, so whatever fabric you want to be showing outside, use that fabric to cut your two rectangles. Alrighty, so here is my one rectangle. I did cut my rectangle out of jeans. If you are using a regular cotton fabric, you're going to want to cut some interfacing and press it onto the cotton, the rectangle, so that it provides some extra support. Alright, you're next going to fold your rectangles right sides together. So for me it's always kind of been hard to differentiate what right sides actually means, and it's just kind of the pretty side, whatever side you want to be on the outside and be showing. So it's kind of obvious in this, but always with every type of fabric. So I'm just going to go ahead and fold both of my rectangles in half like this. Alright, now you're going to go ahead and take both of those with your zipper. I have a 9-inch zipper. You can also make do with a 7-inch zipper. I've made it do before, it's just a little bit harder. You're going to go ahead and put the zipper right in between your fabric on that fold or like crease mark we make, and I like to use clips. You can also use pins. It'll probably just be a little harder. And we're going to go ahead and sew that right on the presser foot, which should be about 1/4 of an inch. It's kind of hard to see with mine because mine is clear, and if it's hard for you, or maybe you don't have a zipper presser foot, you can just sew on the edge 1/4 of an inch. Alrighty, you should go ahead and press that away from your zipper so that it will just lay nicer and you can actually open your zipper nice. And you're going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side of the zipper, and make sure you did press your fabric the other way so it doesn't catch under this and you don't have to unpick it. Again, just right on that 1/4 of an inch mark. After you press both of your fabric seams away, you're going to go ahead and top stitch it. I like to line now my zipper foot right against the edge of the zipper because I like it just closer. It's about 1/4 of an inch. You could do it farther as long as it kind of catches the zipper tape. Alright, now you are going to cut 2 rectangles or one. This is the pocket fabric. So whatever lining fabric you want for the pockets, you're going to want to cut it about a 4.5 inches by 3 inches. I didn't show it because I just kind of messed up. And then you're also going to want to go ahead and cut your tag fabric, which should be 2.5 inches by 3. In this clip now you can see the pocket fabric I have, and I am just folding down each side about 1/4 of an inch. You can go ahead and mark it 1/4 of an inch on all sides, and you're going to go ahead and do it with your second pocket as well. And you can see that fits a card nicely. Once you sew it in for your wallet, it'll be able to fold lots of cards. Next, for the tag, you're going to fold first in half to create a crease, and then fold the little sides into that crease and fold it back in half and press it. And you can do this in steps. I didn't. I did it all at once. But you can just fold in half, then fold in, and then fold back in half separately. Next, you're going to go ahead and sew down the edges on the pocket. I just kind of did it right in the middle and used my presser foot lifting it up to pivot my corners so they look nice and sharp. And I did this on both of my pockets. Next, with your tag, you're going to stitch it. I like to stitch right on the edge of the foot, just so I can have the lines as close to the edge as possible. You can really do this however far you would like to. Next, we're going to sew the pockets onto our fabric. So when doing this, you're going to want to make sure you are sewing the inside of your fabric. The zipper has a little handle for the outside, so if you just flip it over, that would be the inside lining fabric. And if you're just doing one pocket, it doesn't matter. I did 2, so I did it on both sides. For your little tag, you're going to go ahead and put your hook on there. I forgot to mention this before, but if your hook, the tag is a measurement for like a 1/2 inch hook size. So if you have smaller or bigger, if you have smaller, it will be a problem, but if you have bigger, it shouldn't. And you're going to go ahead and sew this on the top of the fabric so you can see the little zipper handle is facing up now. Next, we're going to fold it. You should zip down. It doesn't have to be all the way, just quite a little bit. And we're going to kind of fold it like a sandwich once we flip it inside out. I am going to put the feet facing the same way on the part that is unzipped, if that makes sense. The zipper feet facing the same way, just like that. So that there's not a huge bulkiness, and so that when it's flipped in right side out, it will and like zip up properly. So you can see there, they're just facing the same way right on top of each other, and you can go ahead and clip or pin that. It's going to be kind of bulky, so that's why I used a clip. Then you're going to just pin the sides together, matching up those seams. And do the same on the other side. It will be harder since with the zipper since it is not unzipped, but you can make it work, and just do the best you can, and then pin the rest of the way. Next, we are going to go ahead and sew down all of the sides. I'm sewing it by half an inch. I forgot to record the first clip of this, but I started sewing on my pocket side, and I am leaving a gap right in the middle so that we can flip it inside out. If you do have a metal zipper, you're gonna want to kind of work your foot over slowly with your hand wheel. That's what I just did. If you have just a little plastic zipper, it should be able to sew over nicely. And then the rest you're just sewing a half and an inch. Next, we are going to sew together our corners to kind of make it have some depth, I guess. If you've ever done like a little boxy pouch, we're kind of folding the corners the same way. You're going to kind of flatten it out, and we're going to sew a half right on the point of where they meet together, and you can see it better right when I put it on my machine. And you're going to do that with all four corners, and make sure not to catch any fabric in between. If you do, you can just unpick it and do it again. So you can see right where the fabrics actually meet together is where I sewed, where I started my half an inch measurement. Next, we're going to trim all the way around, just so that it's not as bulky in the inside. So I'm just cutting off the excess zipper that I didn't use, as well as the points on the corners, and even just like a half inch line, just trimming it down a little bit. Just be careful when trimming not to accidentally cut your seam, so better further away than sorry. Just know that if you don't choose to trim, it will probably be a little bit bulky on the inside. After you have trimmed everything, we're going to go to the side that left a gap and turn it right side out. Once you turn it right side out, make sure you go ahead and push out those corners so that they're not too boxed, so that they're not like squished in when we sew the rest. This little gap, we're just gonna go ahead and straight stitch on the machine. So I'm just pinning the side. I just kind of folded the sides in so it wouldn't leave unfinished sides, and I'm gonna sew that on the machine just as close as I can to my needle. After you did that, we have it all done. You're just gonna go ahead and push it back in and push out those corners, stretch it all out, and trim any extra strings that you did not find on the way. This is the end product. I love it so much. It fits so many things. It fits my AirPods, it fits my cards, cash, coins. It fits honestly a lot more than you'd think. The final measurement it measures out to be is 3 inches by 5 inches. And I don't feel like it's too heavy to put onto my keychain and carry around either. So yeah, thank you so much for watching all the way until the end. I really hope you enjoyed. This is my first video and tutorial, so if you have any suggestions on what to do in the future or what you like better, or just print instructions or also a voiceover or just voiceover, I'd really appreciate the feedback. Thank you so much again for watching, and have a great day.